In the last episode, we lost the opening day of the season in League One, but we did manage to squeeze past Derby County on penalties, which means in today's episode we do have a second round draw for the Carabao Cup, and also we go in search of our first win in League One. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 83 of From the Bottom to the Top as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games in League One. It's match day 3, match day 4, Leyton Orient away, and then we face Shrewsbury, who came up with us from League 2. At home at the Bob Lucas for the second game of the episode. But as I mentioned in the preamble, we do have one outstanding thing to do, and we might as well get it out of the way, otherwise there could be spoilers. We need to have the draw for the second round of the Carabao Cup, and I'll hand you to Pass Mark for that draw. Well, thank you to Future Mark, and yes, here is the draw for the Carabao Cup second round, having got past Derby County on penalties, and the teams in there today, and I'm not sure that the big boys come in till the third round. There are some Premier League sides in there, Crystal Palace, Everton, maybe a few of them do. Maybe this is the round, but anyway, let's see who we will get in this second round draw. First out, Grimsby Town of League 2 will play Everton of the Premier League. Millwall will play Swindon Town. West Ham, who are currently in the Championship, of course, one of our early saves this cycle on FM 24. They will play Aston Villa of the Premier League. Portsmouth, Championship, will play Leicester, also of the Championship. Halifax Town, League 2, will play Sunderland of the Premier League. Wrexham, Championship, will play Sheffield Wednesday, League 1. Nottingham Forest will play Liverpool. Preston will play Sheffield United of the Premier League. Crewe will play Blackburn Rovers. Hull City will play Middlesbrough. Wigan will play Burnley. A derby there, almost a derby. Doncaster will play Chesterfield. Carlisle will play Lincoln City. And we are out. We are home. Who are we at home to? Southampton of the Premier League. So an South Coast derby. Weymouth versus Southampton. Will carry on with the draw. Crawley will play Norwich. Crystal Palace will play Cardiff. Salford will play Bradford City. Swansea will play Shrewsbury. Watford will play Brentford. Accrington Stanley will play Notts County. Fulham will play Peterborough. Wolves will play West Brom. Newport County will play Exeter City. So it's Bournemouth and Bristol Rovers still in the draw. Bristol Rovers are at home to Bournemouth. That is the draw for the second round of the Carabao Cup. I'll hand you back to Future Mark to see what that looks like in the schedule. And there is the schedule. Thank you to Pass Mark for that draw. The schedule then, Southampton will be in next episode. So we're going to have back-to-back episodes, Southampton and Wigan in the next episode, and I think actually the third round actually comes a week after the second round if we've managed to get past Southampton, which I think is pretty unlikely. It would fall in here, so we'll see how that goes. As it stands at the minute, Southampton and Wigan in the next episode, and then we'll probably play Burton and Reading, or even Reading and Lincoln, I'm not sure yet. see how we go and how that fits into the running of things. We do have to bring you up to date with a couple of other bits. But before we do, don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leaving that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with everything that's going on here on the channel. And of course, you can follow me on X at JustOffside2. Keeps you up to date with all that we're doing. Our shirt videos, our tutorial videos. Hopefully very soon we'll be having goals of the month videos, and also we can have videos about tactics. So all that coming up, and to keep abreast of all that, the best way of doing it is, as I say, to follow me on X. Right, let's have a look then. We have played one game since you were last with us, as I say, on the opening episode. We lost 3-1 to Salford. Harry Ransom only managing to get what effectively was a consolation goal. But we did squeeze past Derby County on penalties, hence that draw for the second round of the Carabao Cup, and a tough tie against Southampton, a local derby, all at that along the south coast there. We did play Mansfield in the last game, another game at the Bob Lucas. 5,000. I think that's probably one of the biggest crowds that we've had at the Bob Lucas to date, and we beat them by 4-1. But it wasn't all as straightforward as it sounds, because Nana Botang got Mansfield underway after just 6 minutes, and I thought, oh, the rating's on the wall here. There's a throw in by Linton. Linton throws it to Armitage. Grante clears the ball, but not convincingly, as we have been doing. Batang from the edge of the area just whacks it, and it's gone in past Campbell in our goal. So they took the lead after 6 minutes, and it took us 14 more minutes before this happened. Free kick from Darcy. Darcy slams it into the wall, and it takes a vicious deflection off of Alex Kirk in the Mansfield wall. So on 20 minutes, we are level. And then 22 minutes later, as we head towards half time, Wakachu gets on the score sheet. Out to Johnson. And I have to say, Johnson did play well in this game. He suddenly found a little bit of form into the area, and Wakachu, all he had to do was just direct it into the back of the net. He's almost doing a Castanaras from our other series. And then just 3 minutes later, right on the stroke of half time, Ronan Darcy gave us a 2-goal cushion. G finds Darcy, and it's in the back of the net. And at this stage, it is 3-1. Half time then, 3-1. And we're coasting, and we made it even more easy after 47 minutes, just 2 minutes after half time. Travis Patterson getting in on the act. Throw in on this side. Johnson, as I say, had a great day, really. Cross deep, and Patterson gets his head to it and plants it in the back of the net. It is 4-1 then. At the end of that game, 18 shots, 8 on target, 2.60 and 53% of the possession. They had 13 shots, so we had to really sort of like ride it out. 8 of them on target, 0.99 and 47% of the possession. And that leaves the table looking like this after 2 games. Oxford United, Salford, Walsall, Birmingham. No, not Birmingham, sorry. Oh, let's try that again. Oxford, Salford and Walsall, all with 100% records. Birmingham, Sheffield Wednesday and Charlton with 1 win and 1 draw, 4 points. And then Derby County are 7th on 3 points. There's loads of teams on 3 points. We're currently sitting 9th with a goal difference of 1. Still early days, and not really having to read too much into that as it currently stands. We'll always sort of have a view of it once we get out to about between 5, 6, maybe 8 games out, and we'll have a look at it properly then and see how it is all falling out. Right, without any more to do, we do have some transfer news to tell you. Let's have a quick look in here. We have brought in a couple of players, because the one thing that was very, very evident is we were short in that defensive midfield role. And as a consequence, we have brought back in Jordan Byron on loan. He was on loan with us last season. As you will remember, 7.08 for him, 3 goals, 2 assists, 3 player of the matches, 15 appearances he made for us last season. He is in from Huddersfield. He was at Bournemouth, and Huddersfield have taken him on, and we've loaned him from Huddersfield, so he's come back to us to get some game time here in League One, because at the moment he's not featuring in the Huddersfield team. So here he is. And he's come back, so he will shore us up a little bit in midfield. But all while that was going on, we brought in on trial, Tom Irapinda. He was at Oxford United and Huddersfield, ultimately Huddersfield. He was on loan, so effectively 2 players coming in from Huddersfield, released by Huddersfield, to Tom Irapinda. And as you see, can play in that midfield as a deep line playmaker, which fits with our the way that we play perfectly well. He's currently a League 2 player, but has the acumen to be a League 1 player in the future. We've signed him through for 2 seasons. Will be with us until the end of season 2030. On 1.3 thousand a week. So we've brought in those 2 players. Then whether we see them today or not is another matter. I can tell you, going out the other end, we have released Jaden Wareham. We've let him go and just literally release players. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Jaden Wareham, he's gone. And the other person that actually just left literally on the precipice before we started the episode, Abdul Malik left. He just said, I'm not staying, and he is gone, which actually has freed up some wages, because we were getting a little bit worried about the wages. Still can't move on Cam Cooper. That would be a big saving if we could. That would open us up to possibly bring in a couple more. So we're hoping that we might be able to do that little bit of business before the transfer window slams shut, but we've got maybe a couple of thousand in there now. We could possibly bring in one other low wage player, possibly to shore things up, but for the moment we'll stick with what we've got. Right, so it is then to Leyton Orient, our first opponents of the day. They are without Matt Rowley, who's damaged his knee. Ethan Galbraith is doubtful with a bruised shin. We have Tyrell Agimang still suspended, so he's not available to play in today's game. We haven't played Leyton Orient before, so it's a bit of an unknown quantity, but we are away from home, and as we know on our other save, the away record is not particularly clever. Let's hope it doesn't fall into this save as well. And here is the side that faces Leyton Orient in this one. Campbell remains in goal. Hollingshead coming back from injury, but of course before that he hadn't played particularly well, so we are resting him. We have got a trialist goalkeeper in on trial, Yao Virginia, and he looks a little bit decent. I haven't seen him actually play yet for the reserves, but we're keeping one eye on him. So Armitage, Olsen and Gee are the back line for us today. Linton and Johnson, who, as I said, had a great game last time out. Hopefully he can do the same again today. They are the 2 complete wing backs. Byron and Pender making his debut in between them 2. Byron, of course, played for us before, but making his debut this season. Patterson is on the left, Darcy on the right. They are sat behind a Wakachu, who also played very well last time out. And then on the bench we have Brad House, Jake Garanti, Holman, Candlish, Ransom, Nzingo and Jebison. And here we are at Leyton Orient, and Jerome is their manager, playing a 4-4-2 today. And that's how we face up. Slightly different midfield. Let's hope the midfield can do something. Leyton Orient are on the bottom on 24 points. We are somewhere about mid-table, I think. 4 minutes in, Leyton with a throw-in on this near side. Throws it to Patterson, to Byron. Byron, deep, and it's in the back of the net. Darcy scores his second goal of the season. And on 5 minutes, we take a goal lead. And it's Byron, the new boy, the new old boy, doing the business. Lovely chipped cross, and Darcy there at the back post puts it away. They have a free kick, Sanders, 10 minutes on the clock. It's headed away by G, and he's run out to this ball. Leyton, are we going to break here? Byron, what's he going to do with this? Byron crosses it deep. Darcy there again. It's headed away from Darcy, and if it had fallen on his head again, my money was on Darcy scoring his second. But Campbell round. Who did he? He's just left for dead there. G. And he's into the area. He's going to have a shot, but it's gone wide. 20 minutes on the clock. Campbell to G. Campbell. Armitage. And this player here blocked off the opportunity for Armitage to play out to Leyton. He's played it to Byron instead. Wakachu's come deep. Patterson. I thought he was going to lose that ball then for a minute. Leyton gets it out wide. Ira Pender. Armitage. Olsen. We're into sixth. This out for Darcy. Darcy heads it onto Wakachu. Oh, what a volley from Wakachu. That is got to be goal of the month as it stands at the minute. From what I've seen, that is absolutely stunning. That was wonderful play. Armitage to Olsen. Olsen coming forward with that ball. Flicks it on to Darcy. Darcy gets his head to it. And, well, that from Wakachu is fantastic. Ball forward again. Leyton. I'm not sure who that was. That was Patterson that was working with Leyton. Leyton to Byron. Byron's been involved in a lot of this. Leyton. Byron was tackled, but Leyton was there. Or a Pender. Wakachu. Darcy. And I'm not sure whether he was offside or what was going on there. We'll see now from behind the goal. Leyton. Or a Pender turns on this ball, flicks it through to Wakachu, finds Darcy, and Darcy, no, it was over the top. Leyton with a throw on the no side. Byron to Patterson. Leyton. Looking for Darcy again, I think. But Johnson is out there. We haven't seen much of him today, but he's there. Darcy. The attacks have been down this left side today. Olsen or Pender. Armitage. Leyton. What's he going to do? Cuts back. Patterson or Pender. Johnson, he's free on that far side, and he has to go, and the goalkeeper had to save it. And saves their blushes. We were nearly 3-0 up then. It's going to be a short one. Leyton, who's this come in for it? Linton's going to be short one to Darcy. Darcy cuts inside, chips it in. It's in the back of the net. Oh, Will Armitage. Question of offside, though. It's not going to be allowed. Darcy cuts it in. And I think this is Armitage here, is it? Is this Armitage? It is. As you'll see, he is sort of bit in advance of this defender here. Wasn't when he actually headed the ball. Well, half-time arrives. Leyton Orient had a lot of that middle bit of the game there. Then we got back into it. They've had 3 shots, nothing on target to date. 0.22 and 47% of the possession. We've had 6 shots, 5 on target, 0.83. And we've looked quite potent in our attack, which I'm hoping means more goals in the second half. Let's highlight this second half, 15 minutes on. They have a corner. Sanders deep. Darcy heading that away, but he's not headed it away convincingly. Campbell out wide. Sanders has stayed out there. He's cut inside and he's put it in off the post. And Max Sanders gets his first of the season and pulls one back on 52 minutes, I think it is. Might be 51. Tyrese Campbell And Sanders was left out wide. Nobody marking him. It will be 51 minutes on the clock. They have a free kick. 55 on the clock now. Masuan. Irvin. This goes forward and, just wide. Looked like they were going to get a second there for a moment and get themselves back level, and we've done that before. Fuente, just wide of the post. Well, bad news is Luke Campbell has picked up a shoulder injury. And it means they're going to have to swap him out for Brad House. It's not really what we wanted to do, but we have to do it. And the other change that we are going to make at this point, in fact, I'm going to just change these two over because Guy's not playing particularly well out there, and we know that he can. I am tempted, very tempted. 6'1", he should be all right. In the middle there, his Armitage got a height. Slight height thingy on him. We'll leave it like that for the minute. The other change I'm going to make is Travis Patterson, who's picked up a yellow card, not playing particularly well out on that side. What we are going to do is we are going to bring on, just realised, didn't really set that up particularly well, did I? Nzingo, he's going to come on for him. It's not his best position. He doesn't like playing on that side, does he? And I don't think Darcy can either. That's not good. I think what we might have to do is we might have to move Linton forward and then take Patterson off for Canlish. That's the change that we are going to make on that left side. So Luke Campbell off because of injury, replaced by Brad House. And the other change we've made is Kevin Candlish is on for Travis Patterson, with Linton moving forward to the attacking playmaker on the left. We have a free kick, 77 on the clock. It's swinging Canlish, but it's headed clear. Openda is out there. Openda into the area, and Wakachu is brought down. He's rolling around. He looks as if he's been hurt, and a penalty has been given. And he's stood up again. Who's going to take this? It should be Darcy, but Johnson obviously is the penalty taker of choice. Johnson in the back of the net. Johnson scores his first goal for us, and Carl Johnson is on the score sheet. 79, and we have a 2-goal cushion again. And with nearly 80 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes. Billy Gee is off. We have replaced him with Jake Garante. And the other change that we made is in midfield. We thought we might tire. Not 100% fit at the moment. Openda is off, and he's replaced by Harry Ransom. They have a corner. Tyrese Campbell, and this is a different one, but Olsen cuts it out. It was well read by Olsen. Olsen comes forward. He's not got a lot of support at the minute. Linton is there, though. Linton out to Darcy. Darcy has the support of Johnson. Johnson comes in. Johnson cuts it back. Darcy, what's he going to do? Is he going to have a go? He is, and Darcy scores. 3rd goal of the season for Ronan Darcy. And we have a 3-goal lead, and I think that is a job done. 4-1 against Leyton Orient. And, well, we've played very, very well today, I have to say. Looked like we could create, and the goalkeeper pushing it onto the post, but couldn't stop the momentum of it into the back of the net. And with 86 minutes on the clock, making our final change, Glory Nzingo comes on for Ronan Darcy. And it is all over. We have secured a 4-1 win against Leyton Orient, and we were dominant throughout that game. Ronan Darcy picking up a player of the match. 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, 2 goals and an assist, an 8.5 for him. So a good day at the office. Wakachu having a good day as well. And also Carl Johnson, again, a 7.9. He is starting to show his credentials now. Now he's settled in a little bit, which is good news. Hopefully that injury to Luke Campbell isn't going to be long term. 11 shots, 9 on target, 2.08, 57% of the possession. They had 8 shots, 2 on target, 0.95, and 43% of the possession. Well, the first bit of news we come back for is bad news in a way. Luke Campbell, but he's going to be out for 2 to 3 months with a dislocated shoulder. We sent him to a specialist to get that sorted. So we won't see him much this side of Christmas, unfortunately. And I think that possibly means we may need to just have a look and at a goalkeeping thing. And it may be that we need to bring in a goalkeeper, possibly on loan as a backup, or I don't know. We need to have a look at it anyway and see what's what from that point of view. Let's have a look at the day's fixtures then. Here are the day's fixtures. Oxford United continue their unbeaten run at the top of the table, as do Walsall, both with 100% records as it currently stands. Walsall beating Ipswich by 1-0. Oxford United beating Lincoln City by 2-1. Sheffield Wednesday on 7 points, as are Salford. Salford 0-0 draw against Birmingham. And Sheffield Wednesday, they were 3-1 winners over Shrewsbury Town, our second opponents in this episode. And that's where they are. We have moved up into 5th place, into the playoff places at the moment. 4 teams on 6 points. We are ahead of them on goal difference. Stockport County, Exeter City and Wickham, the other teams on 6 points. And then Birmingham are 9th on 5 points. As I say, a lot can change very, very quickly in these early stages of the competition. Of course, the drop zone at the moment looking Leyton Orient yet to get off the mark. Lost 3 straight. Shrewsbury, Lincoln, Chesterfield, all with just a draw to their names and 2 losses. And then Wigan and Burton Albion, both with 2 draws and a loss to their names, yet to win a game in the competition so far. Right, we have 7 days down to the game against Shrewsbury. We will come back just ahead of that game with all the up-to-date news. Well, you come back and join me on match day. No other news other than we have put in a bid for Yale, Virginia, in light of the injury to Luke Campbell. We have had a look at the loan market. Nobody really there of any great ilk. So Yale, Virginia possibly is the player to come in. We have made an offer for him, but Cambridge United also put in an offer for him. So we'll see what comes of that in due course. If not, we'll have to dip into the loan market, I guess. We'll have to go and have another hunt and see what we can find. But that is the offer that we've made at the moment. We'll let you know what happens with that. Luke Campbell then is out with dislocated shoulder. They are without Morgan Feeney, who's got a fractured jaw. Ow. And past meetings against Shrewsbury. Last time we played them at the Bob Lucas, we beat them 2-1. Nzingo and Braley, the scorers on that occasion. Chris Manning getting a consolation goal, as it turned out. But the last time we played them at the Crowd Meadow, Matty Wolf gave them a 1-0 win from the penalty spot. Always been a bit close then. Let's hope today's game isn't anywhere near as close. And here is the team that faces Shrewsbury in this Sky Bet League One match day 4. House comes in as a replacement for Luke Campbell, who is out injured. Hollingshead still not fully fit, so he is on the bench today. Otherwise, it's an unchanged side. Armitage, Olsen and Gee are defensive line. Linton and Johnson as the complete wing backs. Byron and Orpenda are between them. Patterson on the left, Darcy on the right. Wakachu is up front. Hollingshead, Grante, Holman, Ransom, Whittingham, Nzingo and Jebison make the bench. Here we are back at the Bob Lucas and playing our banal familiar formation and a settled side as well, which is rather good news. Apart from that injury, of course. Paul Cook is their manager. They are playing a 4-2-3-1 today. We are currently in 5th place with 6 points. Shrewsbury 23rd with just 1 point. First highlight 10 minutes in. It's all Pender with the ball. I'm not sure who played that. It was Guy who played the free kick. Olsen. Guy to Darcy. Darcy forward to Johnson. Johnson, who's in a forward position. Johnson might go all on his own here. But it was McNamara who had to make the save. It was going in the top corner. And he made the save. Johnson with the corner then. It's going to be an in-swinger. This one deep to the back post. But Armitage can't get it down. 3 minutes on the clock. They have a free kick. Martin Stubbs. Stubbs chips this over the top. Henderson Hall is there. Oh, he's headed over the top. Thank goodness for that. This looked like a surefire one. Martin back to Stubbs. Stubbs chips it over the top. Henderson Hall lets it bounce. And it's just Bloxham couldn't quite get direction on the header. And half-time arrives. It's a 0-0 at half-time. We have had lots of shots, but not hitting the target today. And that's been our downfall, I think. We need to be a bit more prevalent in getting those shots and hitting the target, making the goalkeeper work. 10 shots, 2 on target, 0.85 at half-time, 61% of the possession. They've had just 2 shots, nothing on target today, 0.37 and 39% of the possession. We need to hit the target and score goals. 55 on the clock. They made 3 changes at half time, and they have a free kick for it's come back off the woodwork and fallen to Leonard, and they take a lead on 56 minutes. That's not good. We just stood and watched these 3 who had nobody marking them and House not getting to it. Armitage with a free kick to Byron. We need to get back in this game sooner than later. Wakachoo, but it was a wayward ball. But come to nothing. Guy to Olsen. Olsen looking for a way through. Armitage. Armitage to Byron. Byron out to Linton. Not that attacking intent that we had in the last game. Not seen that at all today. Olsen. Olsen. Guy. Almost like we're reserved. Johnson. Johnson through to Darcy. Darcy gets the ball. Didn't look like he was going to. Darcy on his own. He's been saved by the goalkeeper. And it's McNamara that's stopping us from getting those goals up to now. Johnson with a corner. Can we do something from this corner? Swung in. It's headed clear. And Wakachoo runs back for it, and with nearly 64 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes, 2 yellow cards of Byron and Patterson. They're coming off. Byron has been replaced by Harry Ransom, and we've replaced Travis Patterson with Matthew Whittingham as we go and look for this equalising goal. They have a free kick, 65 on the clock. Leonard through to Stubbs. A second goal now would probably kill us off, which is bad news. It's cleared, but only as far as Bloxham. Bloxham finds Newton. Stubbs! Oh, it's come off the post. 73 on the clock, and that cut out by Johnson. Darcy. Olsen. Johnson out wide there. Need to see him do something. Olsen. Armitage. We've dropped down to 12th as it currently stands. Armitage. Olsen is up and down. It's snakes and ladders this time of year. Johnson. Ransom can't find a way through. Olsen, Ransom back to Armitage. You need to go forward, boys. Olsen or Pender. Whittingham move back up to 10th. Armitage with other scores going on. Whittingham can't find a way through. Guy, Armitage. This is patient build-up. Johnson. Wakachoo. Something on the end of it. Darcy. Yes! It is. 4th goal of the season from Ronan Darcy. And on 75 minutes, we find that equaliser. And, Openda's turned into that Secondo Volante. And he's probably a better position for him, maybe. But it's a perfect shot from Darcy. Question of whether he was offside or not. How much in it? And with 75 minutes on the clock, we're making one more change. Josiah Linton's not having a good day out there. We've taken him off. I didn't realise, or I hadn't paid attention, that Carl Johnson can play on the left as well as the right. And actually looks like slightly better on the left. He's gone left. Holman has come on for Linton on the right. And with 87 minutes on the clock, making our final two changes, we go in search of a winning goal. We have replaced Tom Orpenda. He was tiring. He's not had too bad a day in that midfield. Seemed to perk up once we put him in that Secondo Volante. But he's replaced by Nzingo, who actually goes right behind him. So we've changed formation slightly. More of a 3-3-3-1 sort of scenario, or 3-3-4, whichever way you look at it. And the other person that has come off, we've taken off Billy Gay, and we've replaced him with Jack Garante. McNamara with a goal kick. We are in the second minute, just about to enter the third of 4 added on. McNamara trying to wind down the clock a little bit. This ball forward. It's headed down. Whittingham, can we go and get this goal? Darcy's in! Darcy! Oh, boys and girls, we've turned it on its head and we've got a win. The tactical changes are what we wanted to do. And boy, oh boy, it's come off to fruition. We went attacking. Whittingham, a lovely through ball to Darcy. Darcy committed the goalkeeper. Put it away, and it's all over. Ecstatic and big win for us as we turn that around. Shrewsbury, not an easy side to beat, but we have beaten them after going to goal behind on 56. Darcy on 75 and on 93. Ronan Darcy picking up a player of the match. I'm not surprised. 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, and 2 goals for him. I think we took him off last time, actually, when he was on the precipice of a hat-trick as well. So this time he's not going to be grumpy because we did that. But we've managed to get through that game. We've managed to win it. I mean, we deserve to, really. 16 shots, 5 on target. Should have had more on target, admittedly. 1.57 and 59% of the possession. They had 6 shots, just 2 on target. I think they had 2 at half time, actually. 0.94 and 41% of the possession. Well, yes, I think... Can we get a breakdown of that? Oh, no, can't. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. That has put us. Let's see how that leaves us in the table at the end of this episode. Well, a roundup of the day's matches. Oxford United, the only side now with 100% record. They beat Stockport County by 3-0 today. Sheffield Wednesday. I think they must have drawn their game. No, didn't. They beat Salford by 2-1. They have 10 points. We are in third after that win today on goal difference from Exeter City and Walsall on 9 points. Salford just inside the playoffs on 7 points. Reading and Notts County outside on goal difference, both on 7 points. And then in the drop zone, Wigan, Lincoln, Chesterfield and Shrewsbury still on the bottom, having picked up just 1 point from all their games. Burton Albion also on 2 points, just managing to stay there on goal difference. Leyton Orient are 19th on 3 points. But we've had 2 wins in this episode. Not a bad start to the season. Thought it was going to be tough when we lost to Salford, but we've hit the ground running since then. 4 straight wins. And, well, 4-1, 4-1, 2-1. If we can cut these goals out and start to get clean sheets, that would be even better. Hopefully, we will bring in that goalkeeper. That would be very, very handy now that Campbell is out injured. We're going to come straight back. We're going to have a Carabao Cup second round tie against Southampton, and under the form that we're in, who knows? He's at home as well. And then we'll be playing Wigan, who came up with us last season, currently in 21st place. We lost to them at the Bob Lucas last season, drew 0-0 at the DW Stadium. So they're not going to be an easier opponent to get past. We will see in the next episode whether we can or we can't. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It was quite an ecstatic ending, wasn't it? Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top, and of course our other series, Going Dutch, as they are released. And new episodes of Bottom to the Top will be released every Tuesday and Friday, 4:15 p.m. Best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is follow me on X, just at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 84. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.